Which of the following explains why a production possibilities curve is often represented as concave, bowed out from the origin? So in this question, we're asked to explain why a production possibilities curve is depicted as concave out or bowed out from the origin. So let's draw a production possibilities curve. So this is the graph, and on the one axis, let's call this good y. The other axis is good x. And a bowed out or concave out graph would look somewhat like this. And we're asked to explain why the graph, the production possibilities curve, is this shape. So let's look at the answer choices. Option choice A says the law of demand. This is incorrect because the law of demand is that as the price increases, this causes a decrease in demand. But the focus of the production possibilities curve is the capability of a company or a country to produce goods at the cost of another good, not that the increase in price or leads to a decrease in demand, which isn't even depicted on this graph. Therefore, A is incorrect. B, the law of supply. So the law of supply is that as price increases, the supply increases, so that as the price of this good increases, producers will be willing to supply more of it. But as before, this isn't related to this production possibilities curve, because the production possibilities curve is focused on good y and good x, and how producing one good over another leads to a opportunity cost in terms of the other good. And as before, the price and supply aren't depicted on this graph. Therefore, the law of supply, option choice B, is incorrect. So option choice C says constant returns to scale. This is incorrect because constant returns to scale is how the price in investment equals the increase in output from that investment. But this is focused on the price and output, not on the relationship between good y and good x in terms of opportunity cost. Therefore, option choice C is incorrect. D, decreasing opportunity cost. So this is incorrect because decreasing opportunity cost would mean that as you produce more of good x, it costs less of good y. So this graph would look like this, where it would start off here and then it would decrease, where this represents good y and this represents good x. And so as you produce more of good x, it costs less of good y. But this doesn't reflect a bowed out or concave out curve. So decreasing opportunity cost is also incorrect. E, increasing opportunity cost. This is the correct answer because increasing opportunity cost means that as you produce more of good y, it costs more of good x, it costs more of good y. So if you look at this point here, right, and we draw this line here, so it costs a certain amount of good y. A certain amount of good y can be produced at this point, and a certain amount of good x can be produced at this point. But if we were to move to the point here, then a certain amount of good x could be produced, and even less of good y could be produced. So we can clearly see that the difference here is less than the difference here, meaning that as we produce more of good x, it costs more of good y. So we're able to produce less of good y. Therefore, increasing opportunity cost is the correct answer.